If you own a currency and you know it's going to be worth more tomorrow than it is today, why would you buy anything today, y'all? So this video is definitely different from what I normally post. If you've seen the shorts on my channel lately, you've seen me not necessarily questioning Bitcoin itself, but just kind of the community around it. It's been kind of weird. I stitched a post and this guy said, $13 million is how much one coin is going to cost in 21 years. And the post was viral. It wasn't some random post. Where do those numbers come from? Like, I understand the technology. Like, I was interested in NFTs a while back. I know how blockchains work. I know how this technology works for the most part. Where do people pull these random numbers? Because this is what seems sketchy to me. It seems like people just come up with numbers. Now, I do see the appeal behind it. So if you're going to comment and answer some of these questions, I understand. Hey, I'm going to get away from the wind. I understand people don't like the idea of infinite money printing, which completely makes sense. People, if you don't trust the government, you're not going to want to see them just keep printing money for whatever. That makes sense. I support the idea behind, preventing the inflation that comes from excessively printing money. I'm going to get away from this wind one more time. If it deflates enough, which because the price has gone up so much, it already kind of has, are you going to buy a house for whatever that would be, like 2.673894 Bitcoin, or will it just be converted to dollars? Because I couldn't see pulling up to Walmart buying milk for 0.0000482 Bitcoin. That doesn't even make sense. Maybe it's just we're not in that stage of life yet. I don't know. Whatever you think the answer to that is, comment it down below, please, because I'm really interested. Furthermore, if a currency, in theory, it's going to be worth more and more and more as people lose their wallets, as it becomes more normal, as people have more demand for it, supply versus demand. It's going to deflate, so it's going to be worth more per coin. So if you own a currency and you know it's going to be worth more tomorrow than it is today, why would you buy anything today? Why would you buy anything tomorrow? Because next year it's going to be worth more. It's just constantly deflating. So why would anyone buy anything with their Bitcoin? If nobody buys anything, we know what that does. That's why during COVID we were printing money, because nobody's buying anything, the economy's slowing down, whatever. How does that problem get solved besides spending American dollars? I hope I'm wording this right, because it's kind of confusing in my head, at least. Why would you buy anything with your Bitcoin if in theory it's worth more tomorrow and the next day and the next day? You wouldn't want to spend it. You want to just hold it. So if everyone's just accumulating it, how is it really the future if nobody's going to use it? Once again, I have a little bit of Bitcoin. I don't have most of my money in Bitcoin. I do have some Bitcoin. Most of it's just in stock or whatever. But that's just like a couple big questions that I've asked those. I'll put it up on screen if I could find it. I've asked those like on Reddit or something, just people. And it's usually the answer you get is like, if you don't trust the technology, you're going to wish you did. Or Bitcoin's the future. You can get on now or wish you did sooner in the future, or whatever. It's just like, I want the answer to these questions before really fully believing in a technology like this, because it's definitely ahead of its time. I think it was like early 2010s is when it was publicly available. And yeah, these questions, I say these to push back, not to say you're completely wrong if you support all cryptocurrencies for that matter, but this is specifically Bitcoin. I say it to push back, not to say you're wrong. So if you have an answer to these questions, I'd love to know them. Another thing I've heard, I am not really too educated in this, but people say, is it halves? So I'm sure most of you know this if you clicked on this video, but the currency halves when you're mining it. So if you're mining the same amount today as when it halves, you're mining half the amount. But those people that are mining are keeping the chain secure. They're running those mathematical equations or whatever. So on their actual hardware. This isn't like in the cloud. They're running it on their machines. So if mining Bitcoin keeps halving a couple more times, you're basically getting nothing for mining now, especially people like me I have a 3070 or just a traditional consumer card. You're not going to mine with, it's not going to be profitable, in theory. So then people would just stop mining, right? And if people stop mining, how are you going to keep the chain secure? That's not necessarily my question. I feel like maybe there's new technology that could come out to get around that. The same way I know technology came out to speed up transfers, I think it was. But yeah, it's just another question, I guess. If you have an answer to that too, you can put it down below. Like I said, I'm not fully educated on it, and that's why I'm making this video. But I do think the technology is cool. I don't think it's perfect, and that's where I kind of am different from a lot of people, where they say it's perfect and it's guaranteed the future in $13 million in 21 years exactly. It's kind of, I don't know, it's just weird. So if you have an answer to these questions, put them down below. I'm just walking back and forth in a circle right now, but maybe I'll make a part 2, just replying to your comments, saying, I agree with them, I disagree with them, other whatever. So if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Also, ever since I got monetized, my comment section has been really strict, and it's not me. I have no filters on. So like in theory, you can comment whatever you want, but they just keep getting auto-deleted. That's not me deleting them. So if you have death threats, whatever, just send them to my Instagram, and I'll look at them when I get a chance. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out.